Hello my friends, Dave Alexandra here with the Forex Market daily commentary. So what a move tonight, what happened? As probably you've already seen, we had very big this move on the Aussie pairs, Yen pairs, as well the New Zealand pairs, and let's look at it. So I will go as usual with my pairs which I'm watching right now. So what do we have here? It's a gold. I'm looking at it on the 15 minutes, and I don't have any clear scenario here at the moment. And if I'm looking to the orders, I can see that the people are more to the buy. So I can see some long traders here, and there's not much sellers. So what could we expect? I expect the dollar to get weakened. I think we should go higher, and a lot of people think that as well. But I think that the market makers will want to buy for some better price, and here we can see the stop loss cluster of the people who was selling here. And yes, the stop loss clusters are as well like the sell stops. So it's the opposite of the buy is a sell. So the sell stops, most of the are here below these swing lows. So what if I will go long with the gold? I will wait first for the drop, because I think to go just right now could be fine, but here is a lot of space, a lot of traders already in the market, which might the market makers like to wipe out as they did yesterday here. So let's look at this one. This is the Aussie, and you can see yesterday, as I said, that I'm going short because I see that the most of the traders are long. So for me it's signal to go short, so I entered short here. I had to take profit on these stop loss clusters because I want to trade this strategy with which I'm just testing it. I want to remind that I'm just testing it yet, and I'm setting it up and I'm just developing how I will trade it. So I entered here, I took the take profit. It was I don't know how many pips, not much, but it was like 40 pips. But okay, if I hold it, I could make some bigger profit. But no one was expecting this, that the market makers will use this time, which was like 30 minutes after the midnight, where was not much liquidity because most of the market was closed. There was only the Sydney and the New Zealand market was open. So they used this low liquidity to wipe out most of the traders. Because if we look here, we can see that in the many brokers, the traders are more on the long side. So they basically just 22% people of the traders was right on this move. So they used this opportunity of the low liquidity and they took it down. And as we can see, when they let's check how it looked when the market was dropping. So we can see we have a lot right now. We can see this order book with the history which was here. And we can see we have a lot of orders here. So let's check how many orders will be down here when this happens. So watch this. I believe that it will basically disappear because there was definitely a lot of stop losses ahead. So you can see there's not much people in the long, much less. And what we see here, so there was more people attracted to the sell, and this is what they do. So basically what could happen is that they use this low liquidity time to close their shorts, which they've been shorting this Aussie for whole year. And I was expecting this reversal, which basically happened. If you remember, on the bigger time frame, we had the whole year downtrend. Then we saw last month this big move, and then it went down, and many people was expecting, me as well, that it will basically bounce up because the dollar is already overbought. But they use this spike to close all these people out, and they bought even more. So right now I think it will go up. And I was trying to check this on the on the COT, but as you can see, the banks, they still didn't update it from the 18th December. So it's still not updated on the website, and I think this bank mafia, they cooperate and they know why they didn't update it, and they use this, and a lot of people is wiped out. So for me, I'm not gonna open any trade at the moment, because right now it can go like up or down. This is not good to trade. This is the euro. On the euro yesterday I posted the trade which I was interested in, because the market was up here and I was expecting it to go higher, but the whole market exposure get changed pretty quickly and they dropped down, and I was waiting here with the buy limit because I was expecting that they will probably hit these stop losses and the market will go up. But the whole exposure get changed, and it didn't happen, so it continued down, and here they hit my stop loss, so I had a stop loss on this one, and I'm not gonna trade it right now. However, what I think, and I see this nice volume coming in, and here again this accumulation, probably hard to say right now for the intraday trades. So I'm waiting for the weekend. If they will, probably might update the COT data, and then I will decide what I'm gonna do. So this is the pound. On the pound, I was expecting yesterday to drop it. It was just somewhere here, but I just put the sell limit in this my testing account, but the market didn't retrace. If it happened, I could have this, but it didn't happen, so this happened without me. And now, as well as I said, I still believe we can go down. We have, what do we see here? We have some sellers here, some buyers, but we have 60% of the buyers are losing. So I believe that this still probably could continue down, but I'm not gonna open the trade. This is the kiwi. Kiwi is moving up, of course, because they just catch all these sellers into the trade. So this could go pretty high, I think. This could go even to take out these traders, because all of these traders which are in these shorts and which have these orders, all of these traders, they have stop losses here. So you can see they sold here, and there's no one here. So market could move up all the way till here, and to take out these sellers. But overall, the sentiment is for the short side from the retail traders. So let's see. So this is the USD CAD, the trade I opened yesterday. As I said, I still expect it to go up because the sentiment is for the shorts from the retail traders, so I expect them to take them out. Market makers might just picking up more traders when they putting the stop loss here. And here is this actually this formation which I was talking about. This what they doing. Look at this. So what they did, the market came up. This was going up like if you look to the 4 hours chart, you can see that it's going up pretty long time. And now what they're doing, they're doing this consolidation. And what do we see? We can see that every top they're doing, they have a volume on the tops, so they're closing the positions on the tops. But as well, what's happening here? So look, this is like 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 times in the same level, So what the most of the traders start to think is that they will basically think that this is the strong support zone. So everyone who is shorting, and we can see that these orders, these sellers, they attracting them to the market right now because they're moving it down. So they're selling, and they put all of them. They put the stop loss here. So I still believe before, if this market will go down, before it will make again this this fake, take them out, attract more people for the longs. This will change to the shorts. So when the retail traders start to short, they will go down. So I still keep this my trade, and I will see if if I will get the take profit or the stop loss. I'm not gonna put the break even. I just testing the strategy, and it's on my small account, so let's see how it's gonna end up. This is the USD JPY. This is where all this big move happened. Look at this. It was like 400 pips, and it's pretty a lot. It's pretty a lot. I must say that some of my accounts was hit very strongly, especially on where I was trading with my EA, because I was trading the Aussie yen and the Czech yen, and as well the Aussie and the Kiwi. So I get some loss, and the EA closed me on the something like almost 40% loss, because I had the capital protection. So I lost some money, which is not so good for the beginning of the year, but it's the forex, it's the part of the game, and we must trade only with the money which we can afford to lose. So I'm not gonna cry, and I just erased some profits from the last year. So okay, so this is the USD JPY, and what do we see here? We can see we have some nice sellers here which are catched in the trap. So the market is moving up, and we can see that all this move down was with the high volume, and this one as well. So if the volume was on this, it's could be called a pin bar. If this is smaller than this part, which we can just simply measure, so it's 200 pips, and this is 180. So this spike is bigger than this part, so this already could be called a pin bar, and it was retested with a higher volume. So someone was buying a lot of here, and it was probably the banks. And when move market lower, they attracted the retail sellers. So they basically have loaded guns to move up again, because if we look to this strong sell down and the pin bar on the end of the trend, I believe we could go pretty high. Let's see how this because of course the market makers, they have all the money, so they will be changing the direction accordingly as the orders are changing. This is the only thing what is changing the market direction. So for me right now, I believe that it will go up, but as I said, I'm not gonna open the trade after this one. So what do we have here? This is the US franc. This is not interesting for me, because I don't have any clear trend, and this is up and down. So the retail trader is getting into the profit and the loss back again. Not interested in this market going back again. This is the Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie tricked me yesterday, because it was here where I opened the trade, the long, and it was I made the mistake, because what I did basically is that I saw that we have the uptrend on the higher time frame. We have the ratio for the longs, because the retail traders are shorts, and I was expecting, we can see on the higher time frames that we have really overbought the market, and I saw something similar, that the market makers was actually closing the trades, their longs positions, and this is mostly taken like the final closing the positions before the market start to drop down. So I was expecting that they will move it higher, as same trick, same trap like on the USD CAD. So the retail traders have the stop losses here, so I was expecting that they will take them out. So I went long, and I put stop loss down here. And what happened? The market went down, they took me out on the stop loss, and then bam. So next time I have to consider to not enter right away into the market, but I have to, wait for the buy limits. So here I have the stop loss as well. So this is the Aussie yen. Aussie yen, yesterday I commented that we have more the ratio for the short side, but I didn't enter the trade, because for me it was I think it was probably, let's check that, on the morning. So it was here, and I said look, it's very down, I'm not gonna short the low, because as the forex rules is that you have to short high and buy low. So I said like I'm not gonna short it, because for me it looked a lot of down, so I didn't expect that this could happen, but it happened. But however, I wasn't in the trade, and same as on the Aussie yen, but sorry, as the USD JPY, big volume, again, and we can see we have some sellers trapped here, so it can go higher. However, this will be tough. I mean, it will be tough to trade for the psychology, because I don't believe that it will go up like this. It will be, and a lot of people will maybe lose the money here. Euro JPY, very similar like the Aussie yen and the USD JPY. However, we can see big volume here. Here is something, it's moving higher, but not clear too much. This is the GBP JPY, and similar as well, big buying candle. But the pound is not so strong as the dollar at the moment, so we could see still some drop lower. However, I will not trade anything like this, because this is not very clear for me. It could go up and down, and this, yeah. So this is it for today. I hope that this might help you to understand how I look to the markets, and I'm still testing this strategy, and it's something what I really like to watch this order book and the data from the other brokers. And yeah, so this weekend I will do the proper analysis for my swing trades again, as I did usually for the last year, and I'm still expecting the CFTC website to update that COT positions, because this is what I use for my decisions. And okay, and I will post something in my Telegram channel about the price, where I explain what actually happening when is this, because some people still don't know how the price is changed, what's happened. So basically, when we see this downtrend and we see this volume, most of the people think that the banks are selling, but actually it's opposite, because if we see this downtrend, they actually buying. So sometimes when we write the downtrend, they could be building the positions, because it's work a little bit different. But I will explain that in the text in the Telegram, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to contact me. So this is it for today, and wish you a great day. Bye bye, my friends.